welcome to episode of Modern Block. Thank you for joining me today. So, I thought I'd give the pool paths. What's the paths to the quarterfinals that some of the teams have to take? What are the possible permutations and get through them? But please comment, share, subscribe, and all those good things down below. Pool A, the most interesting of these by far, but still some of the other ones have got some fascinating options, but still the Pool A is definitely where the most permutations can happen. First things first, Japan win this weekend, they're through, no issues. Same with Ireland with a bonus point, then they should be in no issues. But Japan do have that big looming game of Scotland. Ireland also have a big game coming up where they need to beat Samoa. If they win without a bonus point, they end up on 15. Japan go and lose with a bonus point loss, and Scotland win both of their last two games. All of them will end up on 15. That'll make for some interesting things. Obviously, Scotland playing Russia next, getting their points difference hugely up. But effectively, because of the fact of the way the pools work, if you are all on the same points, you first look at the results between the teams. All of these teams have won and lost against each other if we're ending up at 15-point result, meaning that it'll still be points difference would be the most important. Ireland and Japan substantially higher than Scotland, although the Russia game is still coming, so that could be very interesting. The next scenario is Japan. If Japan lose without gathering any points, and Samoa and Scotland can get their 2 bonus points win still, they are through. So that Russia game is essential, and that Japan game is going to be a battle of note. So definitely watch out for that. Obviously, this is counting on the fact that Ireland, how that all works. Obviously, Ireland is assuming Ireland win with a bonus point, they're through anyway. Then those two are going to be fighting for that last spot. Considering it'll most likely be whoever wins, and Japan just need a bonus point to go through. But yes, I know there's a lot of argument from Scottish fans about that bonus point for Japan, but it happened, and that's how it is. So definitely a very interesting pool. It currently looks like, for all intents and purposes, it'll be Japan going first and then Ireland. So we will see, but there's still a lot of rugby to play. Next pool, Pool B. South Africa and New Zealand are pretty much in the driver's seat there. Italy, to be fair, has had some good games, but their hard games are coming. They had a hard loss to South Africa, which affected their points difference hugely and gives them a lot harder chance. But there is some permutations you need to look at here, which is quite interesting. So, if Italy beat New Zealand with a bonus point, New Zealand are out. Simple as that. New Zealand out. Italy beat New Zealand. Okay. Odds of that happening very little, but still something to think about. Obviously, that's saying New Zealand doesn't get a point. So they don't win any point, and Italy win with a bonus. So that's the one permutation. Odds are very little. The next one is interesting, is obviously if New Zealand lose with a bonus point and lose by more than, and get a bonus point, so effectively a losing bonus point, then we're also sitting on 15, and then it's going to be pretty much on whose results to whose, which means Italy will be out. That's pretty much how it'll work out. Just to point difference. Points difference is just not on their favour unless New Zealand lose by a bump ton, but they cannot, as they'll have to get that bonus point loss. So effectively, those are some of the permutations there. But as it currently stands, if all plays out as it should, New Zealand take top of the pool with South Africa second. Unfortunately, Italy not getting through there. Very interesting. It's going to be an interesting battle this week with Canada and Namibia fighting. Obviously, they cannot fight for that all-coveted third spot. Italy have secured it comfortably, which is good for them, but it'll be a very nice battle. I think that Canada and Namibia game is going to be where both these teams have been focusing towards that game, and definitely one to watch out for. Next, Pool C. This, unfortunately, is settled. Canada, France and England are through. There's no way that the other teams can come up with it. Sad to see, but it's good. They obviously are battling out now for number 1 spot. That's going to be very interesting. Obviously, England take number 1 spot in most permutations. Even if they lose with getting a bonus point, 4 tries and a lot, they'll still take top spot. But odds are they'll take the top spot comfortably here anyway. So that's England, France. That pool is pretty much settled. So not too much to battle for there. Although France will definitely be maybe trying to see if they can get their win to give themselves a slightly easier path. I will be talking about what does this mean? Why would you fight for it coming up? Okay, Pool D, Australia, Wales. Again here, this pool. There is some permutations. If Wales lose to Fiji in the upcoming game, it does throw things a little bit out of the water, with effectively giving Australia the push here to probably take top of the pool. That is probably Wales' last big game. Australia need to face Georgia and should come up with a bonus point there. but that Wales obviously also coming with a probable bonus point against Uruguay. So that Fiji game being all important for the Welsh, just to ensure their top spot. If they take that, they most likely will take top spot, barring any major upsets. So what does this mean? How do these results end up in being quarterfinals? Let's get into that. So as I said, Japan most likely taking the first spot in the pool if current things go the way they go, meaning they will face South Africa in the quarterfinals. I think that's fine. Ireland obviously are hoping that things turn around differently, and they rather face South Africa. I think they would prefer that over facing New Zealand. So they're obviously hoping for Japan to choke against Scotland and give them the top spot in the pool. We will see how it goes. That's definitely going to be a big game, and I can understand why the Japanese are holding for that Scottish game this weekend, as I think, to be fair, I think it is a better path to face South Africa than to face New Zealand. I wouldn't want to face New Zealand anyway, so I get it. Very interesting, and there's going to be a battle this weekend. The Typhoons also bringing a big question mark to that pool. Obviously, some saying that it might cause a 0-0 draw for Ireland in their game against Samoa even, and obviously Japan, Scotland also. If the 0-0s happen for both of them, let's say in a world they happen for both of them, effectively the results will, the pools will go through as they are now. If Japan cannot get the point and Ireland win, then they swap around. So as a Japanese fan, you're holding thumbs that doesn't happen, as that's probably the worst case scenario for them. I think they can win that battle and need to be given the chance to do so. Great. Pool C and D, then looking at how their permutations work out. England, I think, are going to try and take top spot here, preferring to face Australia over Wales. I think Wales is definitely a bit of a bigger battle. To be fair, though, considering how close those two teams are in that Pool D, especially the battle they had together, I would hazard a guess that it doesn't really matter what Pool C goes up against. As a Pool D player, though, you want to be facing France for sure. France had a shocker against Tonga and are definitely not are not consistent in their performance. And if you can rattle them, especially in the second half, they seem to be falling apart, especially in that second half. Argentina did it in the first game, and now Tonga did it again. So as a Pool D player, you're looking to actually get that top spot for sure. And Australian fans will be holding thumbs that Fiji come unstuck against Wales come unstuck against Fiji, but odds are Wales are taking the top of that spot, and that's how it's going to go. So definitely Australian fans focus on that Wales-Fiji game. It's a big one for you guys. And yeah, let's monitor the Typhoon. I will be bringing out a video if the Typhoon becomes a serious problem. At the moment, they're saying it's still just going to probably lead to heavy rain. Nothing too serious. It is a common event for Typhoons to come this close to Japanese mainland, but nothing yet. It did change direction from Monday to today, though, and they're starting to head more that way, but still is considered odds are it won't hit the mainland. It'll just come past, causing some heavy rain. So teams with heavy rain experience will definitely love that. Like, I feel the Irish would appreciate that quite a bit, considering their style of play. I know that some people say they don't play well, but at least their structured play, they can slow the game down and ensure they can get there. And considering they're facing the Samoans have a hard time keeping that ball in hand and want to play from everywhere. So if you tactically force them into their own half, they're going to come unstuck there. The Japanese, on the other hand, seem to be playing well in most conditions, and probably would prefer that the Scottish. I think the Scottish will have a hard time playing in that weather also. But we shall see. It's going to be there's so much to play for, and the World Cup is really heating up, guys. Please let me know down below. Comment, share, subscribe, and all those good things. So let me know if there's anything else you need me to cover. Thanks, guys. Cheers.